In the 2018 draft, the first names you will think of is Luka Doncic and Trae Young. But a name that went under the radar is Michael Porter Jr., who is a player who was drafted later than expected due to his back injury. In today's video, we will talk about his journey to the NBA and how good I think he can be. Don't forget to like the video to show support, subscribe to keep up with my uploads, and comment to start a conversation with me and play that intro. To start off Porter Jr.'s career, he attended Father Tolton Regional Catholic High School in Columbia before transferring to Nathan Hale High School, which was a big deal because former NBA star Brandon Roy was the coach of his team. In Porter's senior year, he averaged 36.2 points per game, 13.6 rebounds, and he helped his team earn a perfect 29-0 record and win the Washington Class 3A state championship. Porter was rated a 5-star recruit and was viewed as the top recruit in his class. And on March 29, 2017, it was the 2017 McDonald's All-American Game, which included future NBA players such as Mohamed Bamba, Kevin Knox, Wendell Carter Jr., Mitchell Robinson, Colin Sexton, and many more. And out of all those players, Michael Porter Jr. won the MVP, scoring 17 points and leading his team to a close win. In the 2016, Porter originally committed to play for Washington, but later decommitted from Washington and committed to play for Missouri. But sadly, in Porter's first game, he got injured and was expected to miss the rest of the season. Porter would end up playing very bad in the few games he played with. So going into the 2018 draft, Michael Porter Jr. was expected to be chosen with the 6th to 10th pick. But he was chosen with the 14th pick by the Denver Nuggets, and many were surprised by how late he was picked. But this was due to teams being scared of his back injury. This was really surprising because before his injury, Porter Jr. was a unanimous first overall pick and he fell that far down. Denver considered sitting Porter Jr. out the whole year, but on October 31st in 2019, Michael made his debut coming off the bench and scored 15 points and 4 rebounds in a loss to the New Orleans Pelicans. And on December 29th, Porter made his first career start, starting in the NBA and finishing with 19 points and 6 rebounds in a 5-point win against the Sacramento Kings. And just 4 days later, he set a new career high with 25 points in only 23 minutes in a win against the Indiana Pacers. And on August 4th, 2020, with the NBA returning from the suspension of the season due to the pandemic, Porter led the Nuggets to their first win in the bubble, scoring another career-high 37 points in an 11-point win over the OKC Thunder. Now that I have updated you on Michael's whole basketball career, I will say how good I think he can be. Michael on offense doesn't seem to have a single weakness in his game, mainly in terms of scoring the ball, because he can score from the 3, he can score from the mid-range, and he can score in the paint with his incredible size. Michael has also been shown to be a player who can score with the ball in ISO situations and score off catch and shoot threes and score alongside Nikola Jokic. He reminds me of a certain player, and I'm not just saying it because he's tall and can shoot, but when he plays, I see a lot of Tracy McGrady, because they are both smooth scorers who can get their shots off on anyone. They also both have an absolute deep bag, and MPJ appears to be a better shooter, especially from 3, shooting 42% from 3, although on low volume. I can see him keeping up those same percentages, maybe in the high 30s or in the low 40s. Michael can fit well in Denver's offense because he can score and space the floor and move around in their system, and I can see him and Nikola Jokic hooking up on cuts to MPJ. Denver's biggest weakness has been the lack of an elite perimeter scorer, and no matter how good Jamal Murray is, he has simply not been that. But Michael could be Nikola Jokic's true sidekick, and I believe Porter Jr.'s potential can even be higher than Jokic's, because a player with that much offensive talent can be a scoring leader in the NBA and average 20 plus points per game at a minimum. I believe Michael changes the game for Denver's future because they are now adding a potential all-star level player to their young core. As of right now in these playoffs, I can see Michael Porter Jr. helping Denver in the playoffs. I don't think he will make or break the Nuggets in a series, but I believe he can be a reason why they win some of the games, with them missing Will Barton and Gary Harris. And I know Michael sometimes struggles on defense, showing a lack of effort, and his passing isn't great, and he sometimes takes bad shots. But I still believe Michael can be at best a top 10 player in the NBA, and at worst a top 25 player. But his back just needs to stay not injured, and Denver can potentially be the next dynasty, depending on who they surround around their 3 stars. But Denver has a bright future, so I'm willing to watch how it turns out. Anyways guys, that's it for the video. Don't forget to like to show support, subscribe to see more videos just like this, and comment to start a conversation with me. And also check out these 2 videos up above if you like this one. And I'm out.